Many of you found me through cooking, japchae, miyeokguk, and chicken cutlet with curry, but this is part of the same life. Between meals, school drop-offs, and everything else, this is how I take care of our home. Today, I'm sharing the process of regrouting my bathroom. This is actually my second time regrouting, but my first time working with marble. And honestly, the more I researched, the more nervous I got. Just like the first time, though, this was a project that couldn't be put off. The grout had started chipping, not dramatically, but enough to make me worry about water seeping through. You might be wondering why I didn't just hire a professional. We actually did for all of our bathrooms. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long, and the caulking where the tile meets the floor wasn't done correctly either. So this time, I decided to take matters into my own hands. Not only did it save us money, but it also gave me the chance to learn a skill I can use again. I took my time, especially between regrouting and caulking, and I'm hoping that patience pays off with longer-lasting results. It didn't have to be perfect, but honestly, for my first time working with both porcelain and marble, it turned out better than I expected. A couple of months ago, I regrouted porcelain tile in this bathroom that you see, and the learning curve was steep. At one point, tiles actually started falling off, and I froze. Thankfully, they were porcelain and none of them broke. After some research, I was able to reattach the tiles and finish regrouting without further issues. That experience gave me the confidence to finally tackle this marble bathroom. Before regrouting, I focused on thoroughly cleaning the area. Prepping is key. I wanted a clean canvas so this wouldn't need to be redone in a couple of years. We live with hard water, so maintenance is ongoing. About 8 months ago, we discovered steam cleaning for our bathroom tiles, and it's been a game changer. Before that, we had already damaged some grout from scrubbing too hard, even with cleaners that were safe for marble. The steam cleaner saves time and eliminates aggressive scrubbing. I'll link the one I use below for anyone curious. We clean our shower about every 3 weeks, right before hard water stains start showing again. If you have advice on maintaining grout, I'm all ears. While I was cleaning, something funny came to mind. One of my kids recently visited a friend's house and saw their mom using a steam cleaner. He remembered scrubbing grout years ago with a toothbrush alongside his grandmother and siblings, and told me he wanted to buy me a steam cleaner to make my life easier. The thought of him noticing was incredibly sweet and a little embarrassing. I guess those toothbrush cleaning days left an impression. Moments like that remind me how much of this work happens quietly, in the background, and with that thought in mind, I got back to the project. So this is how it looks after cleaning. You can see how regrouting needs to be done. I taped the drain just in case any grout pieces fell in. Working with marble means moving slowly and being extra careful. It chips and cracks easily, so I focused on doing it right rather than doing it fast. Removing grout and caulk between marble tiles was less forgiving than porcelain, but I had already started and wasn't going to give up. It was our own home, so mistakes were okay. That alone was a relief. No falling tiles this time, which made the process smoother and quicker. I removed the old grout and caulk using a variety of tools, different blades on an oscillating multi-tool, along with the grout removal scraper and a utility knife, depending on the space. Once the old grout and caulk were removed, I vacuumed thoroughly and wiped everything down to remove any remaining dust. It felt tedious, but skipping this step would only compromise the final result, especially with marble. I applied a caulk remover, let it sit for about 15 minutes to soften the bond, and then scraped off the stubborn old caulk. When it came time to mix the grout, I followed the instructions carefully and aimed for a peanut butter-like consistency. I worked in small sections, packing the grout diagonally into the joints and wiping gently and frequently, making sure not to pull grout back out of the lines. After the initial haze formed, I went back with a clean, damp sponge and did several light passes instead of one aggressive wipe. That made a big difference. I let everything cure for 3 full days before even thinking about caulking. Patience was key. For caulking, I used a flexible silicone designed for wet areas, like where the tile meets the floor and in the corners of the shower. It allows for movement and helps prevent cracking over time. I realized a little too late that this step hadn't been done correctly in our bathrooms before. But after taking this project into my own hands and doing the research, I was glad I could do it the right way this time. I taped off the edges, applied the caulk slowly, and smoothed it out carefully. It wasn't perfect, but it was neat, functional, and something I felt proud of. To finish everything off, I sealed the marble tiles and grout twice. This final step helps protect the stone, prevents moisture intrusion, and keeps the bathroom looking clean longer. It felt like the last layer of care on a project I had taken my time with, from start to finish. Standing back and looking at the finished bathroom, I felt a real sense of accomplishment. This wasn't about achieving a flawless, professional finish. It was about protecting our home, learning something new, and doing the best I could with the tools and information I had. Regrouting and caulking this bathroom reminded me that patience really does pay off. Each project builds on the last, and every mistake becomes part of the learning process. It may not be perfect, but it's solid, it's sealed, and it's ours. From cooking for my family to fixing what needs attention, this channel is about learning how to care for a home, one project at a time.